Mm. Hey, Queen. How are you? Hey.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. Are you?
Cool. Tired, but cool.
I understand completely.
Yeah. Funny girl.
They are good in bed.
Yeah, good for you. Queen, how are you doing? Okay, so what I'll do, Chanel, is just give people like at least a minute more or so before
No
we get
problem.
started. And you could feel free to invite anyone to the call. I'm good. How's your son? Mhm. We said she saw Aurelia today.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And she got so tall.
Oh, yes, yes. I remember. At Beauty.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Today we're just in terms of the topic, we are interviewing Shanoah Saul from Jador Mama. Just to find out a bit about her and how she handles work-life balance and some of the things that she does in her business. Son is running you all over the place. My babies are good. Busy as ever. All right, so we can get started now. Welcome everyone to the Make It Happen with Chamara interview series. I am Chamara Hollingsworth of Vision to Reality International. And what I do is I help women in business to take bold and decisive action to move their business ideas from vision to reality. And the purpose of the Make It Happen with Chamara interview series is really to offer views, strategies, and stories to encourage and inspire women to tap into their inner being, embrace who they are, dream bigger, and dig deeper within. And today, I have with me Shanoah Saul. And
Hi.
Shanoah, let me just tell you a bit about Shanoah. So she is a 31-year-old mother of two who is an educator by profession and also the owner of Jador Mama. And her passion is to assist and equip mothers through pregnancy, after birth, and beyond with her signature boxes and artisan cookies and teas. And one fact about Shanoah is that she loves Disney and she would go to a Disney park every day if she could. However, she is terrified of the thrill rides. Now, for those of you who do not know, Shanoah is my little sister. And quite the opposite. I love Disney as well, but put me on every thrill ride that you could possibly find. All right. So welcome everyone. You know what we usually do? We have Ask H saying that she loves the cookies.
Oh, thank you.
What we usually do is we start off with a little game. And the game that I'm using today is called, I call it this or that. It's really rapid fire choices. I give you two words. You pick the word that is your favorite.
Okay.
Um, so if I say cat or dog,
Dog.
Purple or orange?
Purple.
Day or night?
Day.
Sunny or rainy?
Rainy.
Burger or wrap?
Wrap.
Heels or flats?
Flats.
Airplane or cruise ship?
Oh, that's a hard one. Pre-COVID, definitely a cruise ship. No, an airplane.
Oh. Actual book or Kindle?
Book all the way.
That's what I mean. Grapes or raisins?
Grapes.
Cuckoo or macaroni pie?
Cuckoo. But only my grandmother's.
Fair enough. All right, so for everyone who is here, just feel free to drop any comments in the chat and to press the question button to ask any questions. So the question button is like a little speech bubble with a question mark in it. You should see it in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. All right, so Shanoah, what was the brilliant, audacious, dynamic goal that inspired you to start Jador Mama?
Well, it's a very interesting story. Um, Before Jador Mama, I wanted to do a page where I was just doing like a lot of tips for mothers that I learned along the way with my two girls. So I actually started writing them down in a book, things that I would do because like sometimes if I do a snap on my stories, people would message me and ask me like where I got it from or something like that. So because it was getting questions, I started to write down these things that I would do to help me with them managing them because they're so close in age. I
Mm-hmm.
had to figure out how to do it without going crazy. So I thought about it, and then I was talking to one of my friends, and I was telling her, I wanted to do this page, but I really don't know if people would be interested in it. And she was like, but you have the hands-on experience. If you don't do it, who will? So then I
Mm-hmm.
was praying about it, and I was telling the Lord, I would like to do it, but I don't know if anybody would be interested in it. And then this thought just came into my head about making products for mothers. And I went to Raphael and they said, you feel that people would buy like lactation tea and stuff like that? He was like, yeah. I said, you sure? He's like, yeah. I said, I just got this idea. So then he told me, all right, research the products. So I went and I had some ideas from when I went through my pregnancies. So I wrote down everything. I started to call around places and get quotes and all sorts of things. And then I showed him where he got the things from. And I went to work. And when he came back home from work, he bought all of this stuff. And he was like, we are doing this. But
Mm-hmm.
prior to this, I remember I sent him to buy something for me. And he was like, Shan, pick a business and I am going to support you in it. So he was already in that mindset. But I mean, I didn't pay any attention because I already had a 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it really just like, I can honestly say, I feel like if the business has been inspired by God and I believe that it came about the way that it did because I already had the passion and the desire to help other people. So
Mm-hmm.
really and truly that is the driving force behind the business. I really just wanted to help people more than the money. And then on top of it, I get to meet a lot of newborn babies. I saw one up to today and that is probably the best part of my job.
The baby. Okay. So where you, well, you kind of touched on this a bit, but tell me a bit more about why you're so passionate about this. Oh, you mentioned the fact that you wanted to be able to help mothers to, find their way through by
Yeah.
offering tips and so on, and also being able to help them in ways that could benefit them and their children as
Yeah.
terms of
And I
well.
realized like in Barbados, we don't have a lot of products that are for pregnant women
Mhm.
breastfeeding women, women going through postpartum. It's almost like if people don't even pay any attention. I mean, like having gone through it twice and struggling to feel like myself again. And I was telling her, I feel like if I could help somebody to feel better through this process, that would be the greatest thing because like after having a baby, it's almost like if your body is neglecting you. Like you like everything, like I mean it affects every single part. Hi Candy. It affects every single part of your body from your hair down to your fingernails.
Mhm.
And um I really just wanted to be able to give somebody some of the advice that I had, and then some of the and then I figured, well, if I'm gonna give advice and I can also do products, and when I looked at the products that they offer in Barbados, there are not a lot. There are not a lot of lactation teas. I think there's probably only one brand. There are not a lot. And then one of my friends, she ordered some from overseas, and she was even telling me they don't even taste that good. But I can safely say that my cookies taste excellent. I had some leftover batter today, and my children ate all of the rest of them. And everybody says that they taste good, but they also serve their purpose. So that is really why I am passionate about it. Having gone through it, if I can help somebody else through the process in whatever way that I can, I most definitely want to.
Kind of. Excuse me. What I would also say is what I like about the concept of your business is that as a mother, for the most part, once you have your baby, it's all about the baby. And to me, what you offer allows for the
Thank
mother to have
you.
something for herself. Mhm.
Yes, exactly. And that is obviously is glaring. Like if you go to a baby shower, the baby getting blankets, everything, be it
Mhm.
bathtub, onesies, sleepers. Nobody brings a gift and says, "This is for mommy." Like I mean, I feel like at baby showers, women should be getting pedicures and manicures and massages and
Mhm.
hairdresser appointments. Like we need that. So yes, exactly what you said.
So, all right. So then, that being said, what bold and decisive action did you say you chose to take in order to get up and get on track with the business? I mean, I know you said that your husband supported you and kind of like pushed you along the way, but really, what helped you to make that decision as well?
Um, Truthfully, I can say that besides the desire that I had after he went out and he got this stuff, he was like, "Okay, we are doing this," and then we did it, and then I had let's call it now. I had a focus group. I had a focus
Mhm.
group. And then I invited people that I knew would give me honest feedback. And when they came and they went through the products and stuff like that, and everybody was so receptive. And I was like, well, this might be just, not a good idea. In my head, it might actually be a really good idea. So then after that, I feel like if that really boosted my confidence, and I say, you know what? I'll do it. I mean, even if it doesn't work, I have to try.
Okay. Not sure what happened there, but so for those people who don't know what a focus group is, could you explain to them what the process of that was like?
So I had some people, some were past mothers, some were never mothers, some were pregnant, and I did the cookies and the tea. I also did the boxes that we offer, and
Mhm.
I had it done like exactly how I would do it if I was giving it to somebody, and I had samples laid out so that they could taste everything and try everything. And I did a questionnaire so that they can give me feedback on every single product, and then I let them go through in detail from the packaging all the way to the inside of the box. They even critique the smell and all. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, I took all of that information and I went through it. And then, so what you see now is really the end result of me going back through what I had to offer and using their positive criticisms and stuff like that, and then changing out some things and working on some things without taking away from the heart of the products.
Okay. So one question I really wanted to ask you as it relates to that, you mentioned that you're a mother of two. How is it managing working a 9 to 5, managing this business, and dealing with the children and husband and everything else that goes on in your life?
The grace of God that keeps me. But honestly, though, the girls are extremely helpful. They want
Mm-hmm.
to do everything. So they will try to help me if we're in the kitchen, if I'm packing, they want to help me do everything. But I would say though, for someone that is busy, because I'm busy, and then my husband literally has like 4 jobs. So you have to, I, I would tell people, don't let your time use you. Use your time. So
Mm-hmm.
we plan out schedules. If you look into my calendar, I have Google calendars, invites for date night, Bible study. Like we plan out everything, and I just forget everything. Like I had an alert in my phone for tonight because I don't have, like I was telling I had to do uh a a Bible study for a church last week Wednesday. So I was telling her, well, send me a Google invite, but don't send me the Zoom link until the day. And she was like, why not? I said, because I have to think for 3 other people. So that is, I'm not gonna remember that. So I will say to anybody that has a lot going on, get a planner. If you can't do it on your phone, write it out and check it every day. But also, what is most important, make time for yourself. I am not a nice person to be around when I am tired and miserable. Most of the time, it has to be in the bathroom. I don't even be doing nothing. I just go in there and shut the door. Don't knock on it. Don't call me. When I come out, then you can have all of me. But when I'm in there, it's time for me. And I will stay there so this for an hour or two. And then I will come out and I'll be a better person. But make sure that you take time for yourself. That is extremely important because if you are burnt out, then you're no help to anybody anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So most definitely try to manage your time. Don't let your time manage you. You control what happens every single day.
Okay. Um, so would you say you had to make any shifts in your perspective in order to get into this particular business?
Most definitely. Because I went from a place of nobody probably wants to hear anything that I have to say to starting a business and every day. Like I am genuinely surprised and happy when I get an email or a WhatsApp message with an order. Like I don't think people realize how much every single time they order one thing it means to me because it
Mm-hmm.
reinforces that one, the products, like I for a long time I battled in my mind, well, suppose the products don't work. And then I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, but Shanoah, you know the science, they're going to work. So then I would message all of the mothers that would order from me and I would ask them, so how has the product been going? And then I would get, reviews. People would be telling me, my breast filled up with milk and I got 4 more ounces and all these kinds of things. And that really helped to remind me that it is working, it is beneficial, and I feel
Mm-hmm.
like now I am in a better place. Because when I started, I really wasn't sure. It was like, I don't know if people need this. But now, having seen results, and a lot of my customers are the same customers that keep ordering over and over because they've seen improvements. So
Mm-hmm.
that also helps a lot.
I was actually here saying to myself that's something the lactation tea and more milk cookies and so on. those are things that would have come in handy for me when I had Nairobi, because I
Same.
remember, I remember a situation where like um she was breastfeeding all the time. I literally was laying on the bed with her all day, every day. And it was like, why is this child not stopping, right? And then it turned out I wasn't producing enough milk. And the
Mm-hmm.
person who actually brought that to my attention was Daddy, because he looked at her and he was like, she looks smaller than when she was born. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
nah, she good. She good. And when I went to the but I still decided to take her to the clinic. And when I went, they were like, this child weighed less than when she was born. And it turned
Yeah.
out that she wasn't getting anything. And I was there like, this child licorice, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And I frustrated, she frustrated, and because of being tired, I wasn't producing any milk. But then at that time, you couldn't get any of these things that you were offering, you know?
Exactly.
And I had to give her a formula so that I could catch back myself before continuing breastfeeding. So I do see the importance of what is your offering, and this happens to a lot more people than we think,
Yeah,
so
it does.
those are things to consider as well. A little earlier, right, you were saying, you use your planner because you tend to forget everything. Well, yeah. And I actually was having a discussion with someone yesterday, and I was asking them if they think that pregnancy brain ever actually goes away.
I don't think it does. I blame it for something the other day. Like I I don't think it ever goes away.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right. So what was it like for you like 5 years ago as opposed to no?
5 years ago, I didn't even have Shamaya. I was pregnant. I was pregnant with Shamaya. And that is the year that I did my diploma in education at Erdiston.
Mhm.
I I can't even say like this business is something that I had in mind for a long time because it literally dropped into my spirit last year.
Mhm.
Like, so it's nothing that I was working towards, um, that I was building on or anything like that. I had the like I always wanted to do the tips. So I have a book with all of these things that I wrote down, and that is something that as I was learning, I was going through that process. But
Mhm.
to come to this point, that only happened last year.
Okay. How's it been so far? Like, are you really enjoying it? I mean, I know
I
you say
am. I
that.
really am. I haven't had any bad experiences so far. I mean, even some people that just message to ask questions, I don't mind talking to them. Everybody doesn't order something, and then I have customers that don't even have children, and they order cookies all the time because they taste good.
Mhm.
Right. And I have been having a really good experience talking to the I had this one mother, I had a delivery for her yesterday. She actually messaged me while her son was in the NICU because she needed to produce milk in order to take it to the hospital for him. And
Mhm.
then I have never, like, I don't know her, but I was so, so happy when the baby came home and she messaged me to tell me that the baby was not in NICU anymore. I mean, things like that made me
Mhm.
so, so happy and excited. And then, like I said, I get to meet so many babies. Because of Corona, I can't touch them or hold them, but just to see them is so exciting. So, I mean, that is like hearing the testimonies from the mothers that I helped and then getting to see all of these babies is very
Mhm.
exciting.
Really nice. Okay, so before we go on, I just want to tell persons about two things I have going. For those of you who don't know, I started the Dynamic Diva Club. It's really a club where women in business come together and talk about business practices and help each other to grow in business. And that's the synopsis of it. But what I really want to focus on a little bit this evening is the upcoming workshop that I have called the How to Design Your Dynamic Goal. It's really a workshop where we're focusing on developing your goals and then creating the strategies to get from your goal to actual making it a reality. And that workshop is going to be on the 15th of March. And you can find out any more details about it on my page at Make It Happen with Chamara. And you can register for it by clicking the link in the bio. All right. Also, before we move on, what we normally do is another little game. Right. So the game that I have here is called Fill in the Blanks. And what I want for you to do is to choose three numbers, and I'll ask you the questions as it relates to those numbers.
From 1 to 10?
From 1 to 10, sorry. My apologies.
Number 3.
So, my most rewarding experience so far was,
Well, I already shared it.
seeing the babies.
Yeah, the baby that came out of NICU. I was so
Oh,
happy to help.
nice. Okay, what's the next number for you?
Number 6.
Loving myself means.
Means
Mm-hmm.
self-care. By that I mean doing something that is just for me is usually reading a book. So I take that time and I go somewhere quiet and I read. And that really puts me in a better mood. And if I don't have a book to read, listening to music. Um, yeah, that is one of my favorite ways to love myself.
Okay. And your next number?
Number 8.
Number 8. One thing I would change now if I could is,
Corona. In my life, probably. That's a hard question. I mean, if I could get rid of my mortgage, that would be great. Can that be my answer?
yes, that can be your answer. Corona could have been your answer. I think a lot of
Oh,
people would feel
yeah.
that way at this point as well.
Most
Um,
definitely.
but okay, so since you mentioned it though, how has how would you say Corona,
Exactly, Akia. Get rid of
right?
Corona.
How would you say Corona has impacted you over the last year, pretty much? Um,
Um, this is probably the longest amount of time besides summer that we have all been at home together because Raphael does travel a lot for work. So all four of us in the house and we cannot go anywhere. Some days are really, really good, and then some days I go in the bedroom and shut the door. Um, that and I prefer to do my profession in the classroom.
mhm,
Teaching online is a lot harder than teaching in person. A lot. And teachers basically had to start over from scratch
yeah,
because all of our materials are physical. We don't usually use computers in the classroom. Like I teach reception, I have no real need for PowerPoints on a day-to-day basis. But now all of my lessons have to translate to online, so that takes a lot of my time planning when I'm not teaching. So I
mhm,
really don't enjoy that, and I can see the children's frustration because, it's not the same. So that, and then, but a plus to it has been spending more time with my daughters, doing a lot of fun things. We have outside picnics and we do all sorts of things. We had tea parties, we do
mhm,
everything just to keep them engaged and happy. Because there's not much socialization that they can do now. So I
mhm.
still want them to have experiences even though we can't leave home. So I try to, still make home exciting.
Fair enough. Um, I actually must say kudos to the teachers. When I sit and listen to Nairobi's classes in particular, I is very interesting. You know, I think is I'm very glad that the teacher that she has now is very patient. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but I also find that it really depends on the child. Like, I find she thrives in this environment because she's more visual.
Mm-hmm.
So the videos help her a lot, but she's
Mm-hmm.
very slow in her writing. And the teacher is
Mm-hmm.
very patient with all of these children, and you can hear, you know, the different challenges that they have. And it must be very hard trying to handle that through a
Through a
screen,
screen.
you know? So I
Mm-hmm.
kudos to all teachers, especially in this thing. Um, okay. So, what is your definition of success?
Um, I think for me, a good definition of success is not just um, accomplishing what it is that you set out to accomplish, but going through the process. Because to get to the point where you accomplish it, you have to overcome a lot of things in your mind. You have to overcome a lot of external obstacles. You know, oftentimes people see the end product and they're like, wow, but they don't know the path that you had to walk to lead up to where you are. And I think that success is really the journey
Mhm.
towards accomplishing whatever it is that you have accomplished. You know, I feel like that is the success part
Because there's a lot of growth in your journey.
for sure.
Yeah. So I could agree with that. Um, what kind of changes would you say you've had to make in your relationships in order to help your business to grow so far?
Well, I have definitely become a talker. I'm not usually a talker. I don't usually like WhatsApp and all of that kind of stuff. Like, not really. I try really hard to keep up with my friends, especially now because of Corona. I would try to message them and say, "Hi, how are you? Have a good day." You know, that kind of stuff. But I really, like, I just be trying to be a good friend. You know what I mean? And then, so like with the business too, to
Mhm.
keep that business relationship, especially because they're mothers, I would check in on them. I would message them and ask them how they are doing and how the baby is doing. And that is not something that I would usually do. But I feel like if I have the responsibility now that they are my customers and I know firsthand what they are going through, thank you, Akia,
Mhm.
that it is, you know, a lot of them right off the bat, because it is a personal business, they share personal stories with me, and I learn a lot about them just because, you know, something like that. Thank you, vibes. Something like that, you really have to open up yourself to the person. It's personal. I
Mhm.
mean, like you're not gonna walk up to a stranger and say, "Well, I ain't producing the milk." Like that is something that is personal. So
Mhm.
having gone there with the person from the get go of the relationship, then I feel like if I have the responsibility to, you know, check on them and make sure they're okay. And I don't mind because it doesn't take anything out of me, you know, but that
Mhm.
is not something that I would normally do. But I can definitely say that the business has caused me to do that.
Okay, so you would say that from your end, there's a level of vulnerability that you need to be able to tap into in order to do what you're doing.
Yes, I end up sharing a lot of personal stories,
Mhm.
and I don't mind because what I went through, I can share from that experience to help somebody else, which is the reason why I started the business, to help somebody. So, you know, it's fine. I don't have a problem being vulnerable with
Okay,
strangers because they're strangers.
very good. I'm actually loving the comments that are coming through and all these. positive comments about what it is that you do. So, it says she's the best, and then we have somebody saying that they really appreciate the messages. And those are okay. So I'm glad that they said that. From a customer service perspective, especially knowing that Barbados is kind of known for bad customer service, you know, what tips would you give to other business owners in terms of how they can improve their customer service to better service their clients?
Be as transparent as possible.
Hmm.
Like at first, and Raphael is the person that had to teach me this. So, because he did like business studies and he does business courses. He trains people on. So I would go to him. So at first, like on our Instagram page, we have the price list, like everything is there. And then people would
Hmm.
message me and be like, "How much for this?" And I'm just like, "The price list." The price list, right? And then I'd be like, Raphael, you can tell me with this, buddy. And then Raphael be like, Shan, it's your business. Answer the person. So I
Hmm.
would say, like, it does not matter how many times you have to answer the same questions. It is your business. Answer it. Even though the answer is right there, like the answer could be in a comment above the comment that they made. Still
Hmm.
answer them because it is your business. And
Hmm.
be polite.
Always.
I in general, I say a lot of yes, please, no, please, thank you, but that's because I am a teacher and I have to say all the time to reinforce it to the children that I teach. So that is something that is just in my language, and then my children do it too. So,
Hmm.
but outside of that, you have to be mannerly. It does not take anything off of you to have some manners. Yes, please. No, please. Have some
Hmm.
manners. Thank you. Have a nice day. Have manners. It is simple. Whatever it is that your grandmother taught you when you were growing up. Manners. Manners make of man. That's what they say, right? Have some
Also, like,
manners and be transparent.
mhm. Also gratitude. I think gratitude plays a key role as well because without the
True.
customers, the business is nothing. So you must always be grateful for the customers that you have. And in being grateful, show them you're grateful by treating them well, you know?
Yes, I agree 100%.
So, like, you just said something there in terms of like when you question certain things and when people answer certain questions. Um,
Mm-hmm.
what type of attitude would you say a person needs to have in order to really build their business?
You have to be friendly
Hmm.
because especially if your business is like personal care products, you have to be friendly because like I was saying before, more often than not, the person that is going to purchase from me is somebody that either it is already a personal thing because it is either breastfeeding or care for after they just had a baby. And
Hmm.
I have some other products that I want to launch, but thanks to Corona is keeping me back a little bit so that I can really fulfill my mandate, which is to cater to mothers at every stage. So right now we're just doing breastfeeding and postpartum, but hopefully by Mother's Day we will be able to roll out our other products. But
Hmm.
um, if you aren't friendly, it's very difficult to have engagement with somebody to sell them something because the person is going to ask you questions. They want to
Hmm.
know what they're buying, especially if it's a new product. So
Hmm.
it is your responsibility to answer them, but you have to answer them in a kind manner. So if the person asks you, do you deliver? You can't just say yes or no. You should say, yes, please. And you can either explain to them the fee for delivery, or if you have another option for pickup, where it is, like give the person the information that they want. You are trying to sell them a product. They don't have to buy from you, but when they come, they are interested. So then keep them interested.
What would you say a typical day is like for you?
Long. I get up earlier than I would like. I'm usually up when my daughters come across into the bedroom to tell me that they want breakfast because I'm also their maid and sure or the cook and all those other things. So I get up, they have breakfast, then I have to get them ready. No, I have to get them ready for online class. Sometimes I put them in the games clothes or really school, got it into their heads to ask the children to wear school uniform on Wednesdays. So no, yeah. So now they want her to, anyways. So then I get them ready for online class. Then I go to my online class. Then I teach. Then after I'm finished teaching, if I have orders, I do that then. And then most of my day is taken up with doing something with the children. If it isn't going back through work with them, it is playing because I don't let them watch TV. They don't have a tablet. Like we don't really, I don't do that. I don't put them in front of the television. So then if I don't want them to watch TV, it's my responsibility to entertain them. So I mean, it's only fair we fix a puzzle together, read books, go outside, go for a walk, whatever. And then their bedtime is 7 o'clock. No, it does not matter if they're going to school or not. Bedtime is 7. Why? Because I need time for myself. So when I put them to bed, then I get ready for bed because I either go in my bed or I might watch TV then, and then I'll probably go to bed.
Okay. Cool. All right, so let's talk about support systems. Like, how important is it to have a support system?
Thank you. It is extremely important. I could not do what I am doing now without Raphael. He is actually the person that bakes the cookies. So all of those delicious tasting cookies that you're having, he's the one that did them. And then I will do everything else. But he bakes the cookies. And then I am so grateful for his mother, my father, even my brother sometimes will come over here and is like, you really need people around you to help you, to encourage you. Um, Sometimes just to talk to them, it helps. So I mean, I hear a lot of people say, you don't need friends, and that's not true. I have some really, really good friends. I have a group. I have good friends, like my children's godmother, Akia, and then I have a marriage group. We call them Young Lovers. Some of them are on here, and they are the ones that support me in my marriage. We support each other, so it's very, very important to have people around you to encourage you and to hold you up and to remind you of what you are doing, what you are doing. It's very, very important.
Okay. Keep you going. Okay, so we
Yeah.
have my mom saying that you have a great business and she wishes that you were available in her time. Okay.
Thank you. I get that a lot.
It's really, really, really good what you are doing. Um, so what there was something you mentioned earlier when you were talking about being friendly. And one of the things that came to mind is that you also have to be present because, and you can't really pretend. There's
That's
some
true.
people that pretend to be friendly, but if you really want to connect with the people in your life or
Mm-hmm.
your customers, then you need to be present so that you can actually hear what it is they're saying and be able to offer the right type of advice or share the right type of experience.
Yeah.
How important is it for you to be present?
Um, it is definitely important, especially like I am holding every direction mostly on a day. And like I mentioned before, you really have to take the time out and be The word is escaping me, but you have to be intentional. That's the word. You have
Mhm.
to be intentional about um, what you are doing. So if it is in the business and talking to people, because um, pretending is exhausting and you really cannot maintain it. Like you have to mean it. The same thing goes for my profession. Like you cannot pretend to like teaching. You just can't. You either like it or you don't. Because if you do not like it, I am telling you that you will not last very long. You have to like it. So in the same way, um, if I was pretending, I would not be able to do this business because it is it is something that I have to deal with every single customer. I
Mhm.
have to be present and I have to be friendly and I have to be caring because that is what the person needs at that point in time. Some people that are coming, it's hard. You just had a baby and then you can't produce milk and it hurts because your body is supposed to be doing this thing naturally and it isn't. And then if you just had a baby, sometimes people suffer with postpartum depression, that you don't know the headspace that the person is in, and you never know. Having that conversation with the person, it can really really help them. So I can't pretend in this business. I can only be the caring person that I am, and through that, because that is the reason why I started the business, the passion and the desire to help, that is where it comes from. Because it is a personal care product. So then I have to be personal
You have to
in
care
doing
about
that.
people as well.
Pardon me?
I tell you, you have to care about people as well.
Yeah, you have to. You have to. You can't pretend. Pretending is exhausting. I don't want to pretend. I really can't pretend. I can't.
Fair enough. Um, One of the things that came to mind as well is processes. I mean, every business ideally should have specific processes. What
Hmm.
would you say are some of the key processes in the business that you have in Jador Mama?
Um, you mean to keep on top of everything? Like you mean like with inventory and you making the products and stuff like that?
Mhm.
I have a book. I write down everything because I don't want somebody to order and then I'm like, oh shoot, I don't have enough of this. And generally speaking, we buy in bulk like for the house. So I carry that practice into my business. So like the ending, so for example, the ending of last year, the place where I got my jars from for my teas, they did not have any more and they did not know when they were bringing in any. So I had to have my name on the wait list. And then as soon as they got in, I went and I bought 100. I have not sold 100, but I had to buy 100 because I don't want that
Mhm.
something happens and then I can't get the products and then I don't have any and then what happens to the business? So
Mhm.
I write a lot of stuff down. I try as much as possible where I can purchase things to purchase the things that I know sell quickly, to have those things always there. And then I really enjoy making the teas. I don't even need to look at the recipes anymore because I know after doing it, I know it. Right, I actually remember that, and I don't remember most things. No, so that is something that I enjoy doing. It's very relaxing. Uh, Yesterday, no, the day before, I was making a box, and I was thinking to myself, if this is work, this is the best work ever because it was so enjoyable to
Mhm.
to um to put these things together. I really like it.
It's like therapeutic.
Yes, it is.
One of the processes I noticed that you have, or well, when I first checked, is your Google form. I think
Oh
that is
yes.
something that. So tell people a little bit about what sort of thought process went into creating the Google form that you have to take the orders.
That was Raphael.
So let's go through what Raphael's thought process was as it related to
I
this.
don't even know.
But I think it's
I
really
just
good because it covers all of the products. You get to choose the product that you want, you know what the price is, and then once you order, what was the next step? Because I didn't order, so I don't know what the
Okay,
next
so then
step.
after you
Mm-hmm.
order, we get the email, and
Mm-hmm.
then I'll contact you
Mm-hmm.
via WhatsApp because in the order form you put in your number, and I confirm your order and I send you an invoice using the Waves app. So then after I invoice you and you check it over and you make sure that this is what you want, then we will schedule a time for delivery or pickup. You can get
Mm-hmm.
pickup at Sky Mall or Warrens, and it is at your convenience. So you tell me when it's convenient for you and I'll bring the product. So I don't have a set time for pickup and delivery. Well, once it's before curfew.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then after that, you will get a receipt when after the purchase is finished. And probably like 3 or 4 days later, I will send you a WhatsApp messages checking in on you and asking you how the product has worked and how you are doing and how the baby is doing.
Okay. Fantastic. Um, oh, but I was just, Nakia was saying that you still blame it on pregnancy brain, but
I
Nakia,
do.
not Nakia, Akia. Um, pregnancy brain is a thing. It is a thing. It really is. All right. So today we talked quite a lot. We talked a bit about um what it is that inspired you to start this business, some of the things that you do in the business, your daily process, the importance of having a planner and checking in daily and making time for yourself every day. Talked a little bit about the processes, being transparent, support systems, a whole lot. Um, I think one of my favorite things that you said so far for the evening is don't let your time use you, use your time. I think that's something uh, that a lot of us could benefit from, especially in the days, especially in times like now where everybody's home and you're trying to balance everything. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I thank you for all of that. Before we go, I would like to invite you to tell people, oh, why Jador Mama? Why that name first? That's the first question I want to ask. And then when you finish, tell me what about that. Tell me about what Jador Mama offers so that everybody can know what it is that you do, what it is that you offer, and then we'll go from
So, the name Jador Mama, it means I love mother or I love mommy or I love mama. And at the heart of the business, it is to cater to the mother because when somebody has a baby, people go baby crazy. They want to see the baby, they want to smell the baby, they want to buy baby clothes, and nobody remembers the vessel that produced the baby. So that is where the name comes from. It basically
there.
is saying, we are here for the mommy. So that's why we chose that name, Jador Mama. And then so from that, we offer currently we have two types of teas. We have a relaxation tea. I even have male customers that like my relaxation tea, so anybody can use it. Then we have a lactation tea, and anybody can drink it really because I drink it. But with a mother, it helps you to produce more milk because of the ingredients that are in it. We also have lactation cookies. You can get the lactation cookies in regular, chocolate chip, raisin, and ginger. You can order them in batches of 10 or 20. Then we have all of these products are locally made by myself and Raphael. I also do a sitz bath, and that's basically something that you use for after you had the baby, but you can also use it as a foot soak before you have the baby. And I just had a client that purchased it that she just wanted it just because she wanted a foot soak. So anybody can use that one too. And then I have a nipple balm because if you've ever breastfed a baby, you would know that it hurts like hell. So the nipple balm is I also made that myself, and it is taste safe and baby safe. So you don't even have to wipe it off to breastfeed the baby. You can still breastfeed the baby and nothing will happen. And I made sure that I researched all of the products so that they were all safe for the mother and for the baby, because the mother is breastfeeding. And
Mhm.
then we also have a breast milk box or more milk box, and it has in, along with the signature lactation items that we make, it has in some other stuff that will help you while you're breastfeeding, like nursing pads and those kind of stuff. And then we have a postpartum care kit that has in the relaxation tea and the sitz bath, along with some so like maternity pads and other stuff that would help you feel more like yourself right after you had the baby. And recently, we had a customer that decided that she wanted the boxes together, and that birthed our mega box. And then we started to get orders for our mega box. So you can get the more milk and the postpartum box together, and we're calling that the mega box. And I am working on two other products that I am hoping to launch this year. One is especially for Mother's Day, so you can look out for that one. The other one, I don't know when it will get it launched yet, but I'm working on it. I'll soon have a focus group so that people can tell me what they think.
Okay.
So that's
Um,
basically what we offer right now.
so what it sounds like, right, is that the boxes in particular, when you're thinking of baby showers, are the one of the boxes to give the mummies,
Correct.
and not just baby items, because mummies will need these boxes. Can you tell people where they can find you online?
J'adore Mama Bibi on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay. And thank you. I want to take this opportunity to thank you for joining the call, and also
Thank you
to
for
thank
having
everyone,
me.
and thank you to everyone for being a part of this interview. Um, and as Shanoah said, you can find her at Jador Mama BB on both Facebook and Instagram. Feel free to follow after the interview. And you can also find me at Make It Happen with Chamara on both Facebook and Instagram. And see, there's a pregnancy brain thing happening right now. You should probably do a product for pregnancy brain.
Oh, trust me, somebody already asked me, and I'm actually working on it.
I
It's in
see
the
it.
works.
But I really enjoyed this interview. It was very enlightening, and I really enjoyed hearing, their thought process behind it and some of the things, the strategies that you use, to get you through, and how you balance the work and mommyhood and other work, you know.
Hmm.
I think it's fantastic. So thank you very much. And you can also watch this interview again on um, IGTV. And I also place the interviews on YouTube. And you can find the link to the YouTube channel if you wanted to share it with anyone who does not have Instagram. You can share the YouTube link with the person, anybody you would like to see this interview as well. So thank you everyone for joining the
Thank you
call
so
tonight.
much. Thank you, guys. Yes, Sha, the live will be saved and it will also be on YouTube.
Yes, please. And we have, just before we go, we have good job, girls. Thank you, Candy. Um, all the party symbols from Raphael, and good job, Shan. Very proud. We all are very proud of you. And okay, so Shaki is fan. Well, you'll be watching the live. Like, you'll be watching the recording. Okay. So enjoy the rest of your night, everyone, and I look forward to seeing you all next week for our next interview. Have a good night.
Thank you so much. Bye bye. Thanks,
Bye
guys.
bye.
Bye bye.